Morning, folks. So I am starting a new series called Fun Facts with Jonathan. So in my personal life, I am known for constantly being full of fun facts. The way I'm going to do this, until I'm told by multiple people that is stupid, at which point I'll stop, I guess. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to tell you a fun fact about crawl spaces, and then just another fun fact that I've recounted to someone in my life over the last day or so. And feel free to just stop after the first one if you're not interested by the second. All right, first fun fact. For the longest time, crawl spaces in the low country were treated with something called creosote to prevent mold growth. And it worked. I have personally seen homes that are 150, 200 years old that have moisture contents in the 30 and 40s, yet not a spot of mold on them anywhere because they were treated with creosote. Creosote is like condensed wood smoke. At least that's how they used to make it. Now it's an industrial byproduct of coal production. Also, just any incomplete combustion. So if like you look on the inside of a wood burning stove, congratulations, that's creosote. And it turns out it was toxic. Not crazy for the people being in the homes, but for the people applying it, it was pretty bad. So it got outlawed, and now, and I'm skipping some stuff, now we're stuck doing crawl space encapsulations. I'm skipping a lot there. Okay, on to my second fun fact. The sport of sumo is criminally, I mean to say, underrated, okay? It's a great sport. It dates back into the 1600s. We have clear records of it. And over that entire time, from the 1600s till now, there's only been 75 of what they call yokozuna, okay? And the yokozuna are legendary masters of sumo, which, by the way, also shockingly underrated as a martial art. You do not want to run into a real sumo wrestler in a dark alley, okay? I'm just saying, he would mess up your life with just his tachia. However, the takeoff where they collide with someone. Anyway, those yokozuna, over the last, hundreds of years, right? There's only been 75 of them, and they date back into antiquity, and they had legendary feats of strength. I mean, some of these guys are closer to legends than real people. But in my lifetime, there's been, I think, like 15, which is an unusually high amount. And in the last 22 years, there's been 8, which again, unusually high amount. But the reason is because the Mongolians have gotten into it. And over the last 22 years, they've dominated the sport. Of the last 8 yokozuna in 22 years, only 2 of them were Japanese. The other 6 were Mongolians. And the longest serving yokozuna of all time is not a Japanese man. He's a Mongolian man named Hakuho. And he is a mountain of a man. I think he's 6'9", 450, jacked. And also technical on top of that. It takes a lot more than that to be made a yokozuna. There's a lot of how you have to behave, how you have to present yourself. It's a very strange process and lifestyle, and you could go deep on sumo. But watch one basho. You won't regret it. Watch it with translation, listen to the stories. I remember when I got into it, I was watching it with my dad, and I got into it because there was this one guy who was too short to meet the height requirement for that basho. And so he went out and found a concrete wall and bashed his head against the wall until he had a bump that got the 1/4 inch that he needed to be considered eligible to compete. Absolute psychos, these guys. They live and die for this. They train like crazy. Their competition schedule is crazy. It's probably the most injury-prone combat sport on planet Earth. And it's insane. Watch some sumo. You won't regret it.